classes here, and we're about to get into it. Hope everybody is doing amazing. I'm going to answer your questions. Whatever questions you have, I will answer. I will try to answer. And I'm also going to talk about the I-730. I know many of you are devastated that the I-730s are not being processed. This is a petition to bring your family here, your spouse and your children to the U.S., and the Trump administration has essentially blocked the I-730 from being processed. So the question is, what can we do about it? What can we do about it? That's what we're going to explore today. And if you don't know me, I'm Josh Goldstein. I'm an immigration lawyer who is truly passionate about helping you reach your goal. Whether it's the I-730 or citizenship or a work permit or just life in the U.S., living the American dream, I'm here to help you. We are live today on TikTok. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. We're live on YouTube and also X or Twitter. And we've yet to have our very first question, by the way. We don't have a question yet, but we will have questions very, very soon. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm getting a little more caffeine in my system. Banadi's here. I can't pronounce that person's name. All right, so let's talk about the I-730. The I-730 is a petition that a refugee or an asylee can file for husband or wife and minor children, okay? It's a powerful petition, and a lot of people come to the U.S. as refugees relying on their legal right to petition for their family. They can't do that anymore. So what's the workaround? What can we do? Because we know that the Trump administration has a proclamation that blocks the approval of these petitions. It blocks it. So how do we get people approved? Well, first of all, we want to take a moment to acknowledge how painful this is for all of us, because these cases are very important to me and to my clients, and it's a matter of sometimes life or death, bringing their families to the U.S. And it's really, really hard to accept that these petitions are not going to be able to be approved because the Trump administration has created the refugee ban. But first of all, we also have to know that there is litigation right now to challenge this proclamation. It's called Pasito v. U.S. I think Pasito is the case name, and it's currently pending. And there is a possibility that the proclamation could be overturned. My assumption and my prediction is that it will not. And so I think that the refugee or travel ban will continue for as long as Trump has it in place. But Trump will not be the president forever. It feels like it, but he won't be. And what's going to happen next is he will be replaced by a different administration. They're going to remove the travel ban. I mean the refugee ban. Sometimes when I mean to say travel ban or refugee ban, I confuse the two because in my mind they're closely linked. Gina B, good morning. Hope everybody's doing amazing. Beer says, if parents are inadmissible to America, does it apply to their kids too? Yes, it does. It says, hey, Josh, where can I get your WhatsApp number? We can talk more. You can find it in my bio on TikTok. It's also on my website, which is on my bio. Thanks for the live session, Kieran. Welcome. It's good to see everybody. It's good to be here. It feels great. Hang on just one second. Gideon, you want to come over here? Come here. We have a special visitor in this live session. I'm going to introduce right now. Very special visitor. Never appeared here before. You will see how this works now. Come here. Come on in. Here we go. Look at this. We have a sick kid here making his appearance live on social media. Okay, that's enough of you. Now go sit down and read your book. Let's give a shout out to all the parents out there. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for the good wishes for good health, Muzgan. He's going to be fine, but not 100%. Not 100%. Part of my motivation to be an immigration lawyer is that I'm a father. And as a father, there's nothing that I love more than my kids and being with my kids, hanging out with my kids, thinking about how I can help them have great lives. And that kind of love that I have for my kids is what I see in my clients. And, maybe my clients don't have kids and maybe it's a loved one or their parents or something like that. But there's always this connection. And I feel like I can help each of you experience the joy that I have and live your best lives in the US if you want. So I never got to the solution for the refugee ban. That was the purpose of this video. So first of all, I think you have to know that there's a long game. There is a long game here. Trump will not be president forever, and the refugee ban will not continue forever. So when we recover from our disappointment, we have to know that the refugee ban will not last forever and that there will be a solution. At some point, these I-730s are going to come through. At some point, whether it's 2029 or 2032 or 2026, at some point, this refugee ban will not be in place. Okay? You cannot overturn immigration law by proclamation. And Trump has done that, but it won't last forever. The second thing you can do is if you have a green card, you can file an I-130 visa petition for your children and for your spouse. Now, you should always file a separate petition for your spouse and for your children. And the reason, and that's not obvious, by the way, because green card holders are allowed to petition for their derivative beneficiaries. So if you file one petition, right, one petition, it's going to be good and it's going to include the children. So why am I recommending that you file multiple petitions? Because once you become a citizen, it doesn't work that way. Okay? So, file a separate petition. File a petition for your husband or wife and your children. And a lot of times people are like, it's awful. Let's take a quick question from ZM Sabri from TikTok. He says, my I-730 case is stuck at the NVC for 1 year and not moving. Can I file a mandamus? Yes, you could, but I think a mandamus would be a complete waste of money. Why is that? Because you have a refugee ban. So you know that I-730 cannot possibly be approved. So if you hire me and you pay me to do a mandamus lawsuit, you're not going to get the visa. Instead, what you should do is file an I-130. You're an asylee. Okay. Do you have a green card yet, ZM Sabri? Do you have a green card? I'm going to wait to hear if ZM Sabri has a green card because we can answer his question in real time. Not yet. Okay. As soon as ZM Sabri has a green card, what he should do is file an I-130 visa petition for his spouse and for his children. 3 of them. 3 petitions. Even though one petition might be sufficient, we file 3 because we're smarter. And we know that once you become a citizen, which you will, you'll be able to get them forward. The other solution is my son just finished 10 pages of reading. Okay. So the other solution is to ask to be considered for a waiver. There is a waiver in the proclamation, and you can ask to be included in that. Those are my 2 solutions for you. File a petition, I-730 petition, file an I-130 petition, 3 of them, or multiple petitions for your children and for your spouse, and then consider filing for a waiver, asking to be considered for a waiver. Okay, I'm going to answer a few questions. David Chicas. Hey, Josh, my son will turn 21 soon, and I came with a visa. I have no immigration issues at all. Can you give me a free consultation? How can I talk to you? Yes, you can book a consultation with me on my website, or you can call the phone number directly above my head and what's left of my hair on YouTube. And we can, but if your kids are turning 21, that's a big moment. David, are you in the green card application process? Can you let me know? Not yet. Okay. So reach out to me and we'll help you out, because turning 21 means that you can legally drink alcohol in the United States, but it also means that you are no longer considered a child in for immigration purposes, and there's big consequences. Zim Sabri says some people are getting I-730 visas and some are not. I don't know why that is. Okay, so some people are not getting. I don't know anyone who's gotten an I-730 you can get the visa petition approved, but I don't know anyone who's actually come to the U.S. on an I-730 in the last few months because of the travel ban. How long are green card taking nowadays based on asylum? I'd say 18 months. David said he's an American citizen and he will petition for me. Okay, so your son's turning 21 and he's petitioning for you. Okay, well, it's green card time, David. Let's get started. It's awesome. How long does it take to renew a green card? Okay, so there's 2 types of renewals. There's one, it's called an I-90, and that's to renew a 10-year permanent green card, okay? And then there's a separate renewal that is based on renewing a 2-year green card, and that's a little bit different, okay? A little bit different. So it depends. Is reentry guaranteed with advanced parole with granted asylum? No, it's not. No, nothing is guaranteed. For you apply for a removal condition green card, how long we like to wait? I think NH is asking how long does it take for removal of condition? And again, there I have a question. Are you filing for a waiver based on divorce and good faith marriage, or are you applying together with your spouse? Either way, I think it's going to take a couple of years. Hello, my name is Abdul Wahid, says Weedchester. Heedchester. Merit, my I-730 case has been in USCIS for 2 years. What should I do to be moved to NVC? Well, do you have a green card or do you have an I-1? Do you have a green card or are you a U.S. citizen? That's a question for Merit. How long does it get to take a waiver for USCIS? An I-601 waiver is probably taking 3 years at this point. It's very unclear how long it's taking. You're not going to like my answer, I don't think. Any more questions from anyone on YouTube or Facebook or X, Twitter, Instagram? TikTok and YouTube seem to be the big winners today in terms of questions. Cindy says, hi, if my I-130 is approved, if I'm in Haiti, what am I supposed to do, please? Well, have you gotten through the NVC? So the first step is visa petition, I-130. The second step is to go to the NVC, and the third step is the interview. Eagle says, how long have you been an attorney? I have been an attorney since 1999. I think 1998 or 1999. So it'd be 25 plus years. I can't do the math exactly. I have to look at it. I'm old, in other words, is what I'm saying. Carlos says, thanks for all you do. This too shall pass. Gul Shah, why is the Islamabad embassy create too much trouble? We are a genuine couple, been married 7 years. Yes, the consulate in Islamabad is one of the worst. Casablanca, Morocco is not good. Yerevan, dealing with the Persians. There are many, many challenging consulates. Can cases that were affected by the travel ban be resumed after several years? Yes. Yes, I'm already thinking ahead a couple of years from now. Heed Chester Abdul Wahid says, please, I have an I-130 for my 3 kids since 2019, and I'm a U.S. citizen. How long would it have to take? Well, I would very much like to have an appointment with you. You can reach out to me using the link in my bio on TikTok. My phone number, email, and everything you need to know is in my bio on TikTok. So send me a DM or whatever, but we'd love to help you. Here's Kiran Devi. Hey, my daughter is 21-year-old citizen. Can she apply now? Is this the right time? Petition. I have a denied asylum. Well, if you have a denied asylum, yes, we have WhatsApp. We do have WhatsApp at my firm. So reach out to me on WhatsApp. If your daughter's 21, she can petition for you. But if you have a denied asylum, there may be it may be a challenge. What's my WhatsApp? It's on my website, and you can find the website in my bio. You can also find the WhatsApp in my bio. But basically on WhatsApp, they're going to encourage you to make an appointment. Yasser Fouad. Josh, you missed my question. Sorry, brother. Let me go back to it. Alex Mark, processing time for an I-601, I'd say 3 years. Sorry. Don't blame me. What's the new rule with restrictions for DV lottery winners? You're amazing as always. Well, when it comes to the DV lottery, you have to look into the travel ban. So are you from a country that's impacted by the travel ban? If so, the DV lottery is not going to work. I hope that helps. But if you're not from a DV lottery travel ban country, then the DV lottery is game on. And it comes out in another month, I think. What about expedite on a spouse visa for humanitarian due to job end and housing? That's from Mo. Mo, if it were my decision, I would grant you the expedite request, and I would put your wife or husband, your spouse, on the next plane. So I get it. I'm in favor of you expediting the case. But if you are trying to get an I-730 expedite request approved, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think they grant them too often. You can always ask, but it's probably not going to work too well. Ahmed Haji, you missed my question. Angelina Aguilera, hello again from the state of Washington. Hello, hello. I am licensed in the state of Washington. I have a law license there. Do I work on post-convention? I think you mentioned post-conviction. I do not, but I know some very good lawyers who do, and I can refer you to one of those lawyers. I know a good lawyer who does post-conviction relief in New York, and another who does good work in that area in California, and we can send them your way. I can send you their way, I should say. Ophelia Garcia, if a green card is from 1978, does that green card need to be renewed if it has no expiration date? Ophelia, are you listening right now? Are you listening? Ophelia, where are you? I need to talk to you. This is serious. I want to know, why have you not applied for naturalization? Why? 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 If you have a green card from 1978, why not apply for naturalization? You got to give me a good reason for why you don't want to do that, because that's not good. Restless, can you refer me to a good lawyer that handles upstate New York for Canadians and Americans wanting to get married? I can help you. We handle cases in Buffalo, Syracuse, all 5 boroughs of Manhattan, everywhere. So reach out to me using the link in my bio. I'm still mad about Ophelia Garcia, our friend from YouTube who has a green card from 1978. We need to get her on Team USA, get her out of the immigration system. Someone asked me about Minnesota. I'm going to get my law license in Minnesota. That's a goal for this year. Yes. I've been a green card holder for 17 years, and I had an I-860. Can I still travel out of the country? This is Marietta, Mom 6. Marietta, are you listening right now? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below. Marietta, I need to talk to you. I have some important advice. Let me know if you're here. Marietta, why, for the love of God, have you not applied for naturalization? Why would you have a green card for 17 years? There's only really a couple good reasons. One is that you're Japanese. If you're Japanese, Japan does not allow dual citizenship. Japan is a good passport to have. If I were Japanese, I would keep a green card and a Japanese passport rather than getting a US passport. If you're not Japanese, Marietta, you need to be doing naturalization. We can help you with that. You can reach out to me, but there's no good reason. I can definitely refer you to an attorney in California. Me, I'm in California. If you're Mexican, you can have your Mexican passport. You can have a US passport. Most people in Southern California who are Mexican are US citizens. Married to a US citizen, Marietta Mom 6, you need to contact me using the link in my bio. I'm going to help you get you on Team USA, and then you can do whatever you want. You won't have to think about immigration, and I love that. And for Latinos in Los Angeles, I actually recommend you get a passport card, and then you put it in your wallet and you carry it around. And if there's some kind of one of these horrible ICE raids, you show them your passport card. It's definitive proof that you're a U.S. citizen. Restless. Let's see here. Here's somebody, Mr. X. I'm from the Biden program, and at the moment I have an I-45. Does it give me protection? Yeah, if your I-45 is pending, I think you're good. MP, can we apply for asylum after 1 year while you have student status? There is a rule. Sexy Dodry, I'm doing my VAWA case with you. Awesome. I love that. Marietta Mom 6, she followed me, but I'm going to be really mad if you don't apply for naturalization. We need to get anybody saying, well, I had a green card for 17 years. That's really getting any recommendations for post-conviction lawyers in Minnesota? Not off the top of my head, but if you contact me, I will help you with that. Yes, Marietta Mom 6. Yes, that would be awesome. I will go to the interview with you. I'll even wear a tie at your interview. Tabat Al-Sadeh. I was scheduled for a second interview. Does that mean it's going to be a Stokes interview? A Stokes interview is where they separate the husband and wife or the spouses, and they ask questions to see if your answers match up. I think you should expect that, but I don't know if it'll happen. Marietta Mom 6, I am in downtown Los Angeles. We handle cases in Orange County, Riverside, everywhere, Southern California, Northern California, Bakersfield, whatever you need, we'll get you. Katerina, can we become a citizen with a DUI misdemeanor that happened 7 years ago? The answer is probably yes, but we need to look at it. We need to look at it. Gul Shah, can you handle cases from all states? Yes, depending on the case. Most immigration cases we can handle, regardless of where you're located. Gul Shah. There's a famous Pakistani squash player who I think lives in Ohio named Gul Shah, an older guy. Gul Khan was his name. Restless. Sorry, I'm using voice to text and it picked up the name Mario. That wasn't part of my comment. Now I'm inadmissible to Canada. I used to be able to go to Canada with my harassment charge. Okay, well, Restless, I don't know much about Canadian law, but I do know a remarkably great Canadian immigration lawyer, and I can refer you to her. Her name is Maggie Stewart, and her immigration business is called Mundial Law, like Mundial, and she can help give you advice on Canadian immigration. Please, any idea on Section 13 and how easy or difficult it is? Section 13. Diplomat case. I had to look that up. Not sure. I need to know more about that. Here's someone, any DACA update? No, there's no DACA update. Here's Freshta. Please fight for the I-730. I will fight for the I-730, but I don't think the I-730s are going to be able to be approved for quite some time. And so I think we have to find a workaround. If the President of the United States issued a proclamation canceling I-730s, the Supreme Court will do whatever Trump wants. And what can we do? How can we win? So, fresh up. If you're living separately for 4 years and you have an I-730, why not file I-130s? Fresh up. If you have a green card, file an I-130. A family of 4, file I-130s for each kid and for your spouse. Why not? Can you give me a free consultation online? Yes. So some of the consultations we do are paid and some of them are free. The paid ones are $150 for 30 minutes and the free ones are $0 for 30 minutes. And Fresh just said they treat I-130 and I-730 the same. That's not true. That's not necessarily the true. I think you're making an assumption that that's true, and I don't necessarily believe that to be true. Green card holder filed petition for her child. A green card holder filed petition for 21 under 212F, a child under 21. What can she do? There's nothing she can do. It's a very, very unfortunate set of facts. But the child aged out. 212F. Should I petition for him? My husband is SIJ approved. Court was reopened and dismissed his priority date. Are you a citizen, Estefani? But if your husband, you're a citizen, I would need to know a little more about the case. I'd really like to know how your husband entered the US. Was it through a visa and a passport? Or did he come across the border? Iwi. I would love to do a consultation with you. So reach out to me using the link in my bio. That would be awesome. Yaya, our friend from YouTube, says, with a pending asylum case and being from Somalia, is it possible for me to travel using advanced parole? And how would this? I don't think that's a great idea. How about the Enduring Act? Is it going to pass? I've never heard of the Enduring Act, but I would say it's not going to pass. Why would I be so confident it's not going to pass? Nothing's going to pass. My son is joining the Army. I overstayed my visa. Can I apply for anything? Yes, you may qualify for parole in place. And if your son is in the Army, he's probably a U.S. citizen over the age of 21. So yeah, I see. This is Jasmine Flower Girl. I see some solutions for you. Reach out to me using the link in my bio. Ghoul Shah, can you sue for our case? It's been 13 years in a relationship. We're married for 7 years. My wife's a citizen. Yeah, I'd love to know more about your case. Is there an age gap? Is there, what, why are you, my son is coughing in the background. And then, but I wonder what the issue is in your case. Why is it taking so long? But yeah, I'd love to help you. Reach out to me using the phone number above my head. My sister got married online. I don't love that. Andy says Josh is the best thing for suing. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Habibi, follow me. Will the travel ban last you? I don't know what that means. Estefani says, is there a theory that he should be able to adjust his status if I petition for him and use his I-730 as a parole? I don't know. I need to look into that. How do you feel about that? I feel like we need to look into it. Here's someone who said, Mr. Goldstein, although you don't have to call me that. You can call me Josh, please. IAJ granted my I-730 waiver under 212H. I got my green card. Can I travel outside the U.S.? Probably, but I would like very much to see you get your green card. Fatima, I'm a U.S. citizen. I live in Ohio. I just got back from Ohio. I send my visa I-130 to my husband. He's from Somalia. Somalia is banned. Well, Fatima Ali, are you listening? Because I have some important information for you. You do not have to worry about the travel ban because the family members of U.S. citizens are not subject to the travel ban. So you have to worry about that. 13-year age gap, that's not so bad. Is your wife 13 years older than you, Ghoul? I'm waiting. I want to hear that. Memo J, Josh, are new DACA applications getting approved? No, they're not. Family friend deported from Denmark to Somalia, face forced marriage. Oh, it's awful. Yeah, so if your wife is 13 years older than you, that might be part of the problem. It might. Let's see. Are they getting denied? No, they're just getting stuck. 10-year green card holder with a DUI in his record, but done with probation. Can I travel? It depends. For example, Canada won't allow you to come into the U.S. with a DUI. I think that's true. What do we do while waiting? Removal of the condition. Can I travel outside whilst waiting? You can generally travel. I wouldn't stay gone for too long. It would be my advice. I have a VAWA case. Do I have to check with ICE or going to court for it? I'd need to know more about your situation before I could give you that advice. Thanks for sharing this live, Marietta Mom. I'm going to get you on Team USA, US citizenship, 100%. I mean, 100%. I can't guarantee 100%, but I'm going to do everything I can to do it, make it happen for you. My husband is 16 years younger than me. I'm a green card holder. Can I apply for his green card? Abdi, welcome. Yeah, you can probably apply for a green card for him, but you got to have ample proof that the relationship is genuine, legit. What is your prediction for EB3 movement for the next visa bulletin for the Philippines? I don't make predictions about the visa bulletin because you cannot know what the visa bulletin is going to do. It's too unpredictable. Right? I put your number, but it's not showing up on WhatsApp. We have a different number for WhatsApp. If you go to my website, you can find it. If you go to my link in my bio, you can find it. Can we change the visa category of I-730 approved cases? Yes, you can by filing an I-130. That works. Okay? It does work. No, my son asked me if he can use my phone, but I'm live on TikTok, so my phone cannot be used for video games right now, or I'd have to cancel all of you good people. Joker Gaming X1 met through the NVC. No, it doesn't work that way. Just file an I-130. File it. Is it possible, if the travel ban is left, is it possible that they issue a visa for the I-730? No, because there's the refugee ban. That's what prevents the I-730, right? Should we not waste our money because of the age gap? 13 years, I don't think is. There are age gaps of 20 years that, or something like that, that our office is very reluctant to take on. But I don't know. I don't want to say no to people. I think 13 years is within the realm of reason. Von Carlo Bolian. Hey, Josh, I want to ask, based on your experience, how long a spouse visa is taking via consular processing? Currently based in Canada, married to a U.S. citizen. 18 months, I would say. 18 months.